Hey everyone, it's me, Nisi. I'm back again with another video. Want to try to chop these up and make these short. I know that first video that I uploaded was about 30 something minutes long, so I'm going to try to keep it short. What I wanted to come back to you all to talk to you briefly, and the folks in the group. Thank you again for joining me. I know today is Sunday and you guys are busy doing things, so I'll make this short. Thank you for joining me. I wanted to talk to you all about the keys to the kingdom. Okay, what I would like to call as spiritual food for thought or knowledge that I'd like to share with you all. I'm sure the majority of you that are in the group now are pretty much woke and you understand what's going on around us and you see the things, you see the world for what it is, and you know that we all have a grave responsibility on our shoulders at this point. And so with that being said, what I'd like to discuss really quickly is what I found interesting in the Emerald Tablets. I know that you all have probably read them. For those who have not read the translations by Dr. Durrell, I would implore each one of you to pick up this book, okay? In chapter or Emerald Tablet 1, Thoth talks about his journey, okay? And I'm gonna read this little section with you. The history of Thoth, or Thoth the Atlantean. On page 5, let's see, it says, I'm just going to read a section here. It says, raise thy high over the entrance a doorway, a gateway leading down to Amenti. Few there would be with courage to dare it. Few pass the portal to dark Amenti. Raised over the passage, I, a mighty pyramid, using the power that overcomes earth force or gravity. Deep and yet deeper placed I, a force house or chamber. From it carved I a circular passage, reaching almost to the great summit. There in the apex set I a crystal, sending the ray into the time space, drawing the force from out of the ether, concentrating upon the gateway to Amenti. Other chambers I built and left vacant to all seeming, yet hidden within them are the keys to Amenti. He who in courage would dare the dark realms, let him be purified first by long fasting. Lie in the sarcophagus of stone in my chamber. Then reveal I to him the great mystery. Soon shall he follow to where I meet him. I, Thoth, Lord of wisdom, meet him and hold him, dwell with him always. Okay, so in that section, it talks about fasting. So that's what I wanted to talk to you guys today about with the keys of the kingdoms. Things that we need to work on in our spiritual journey or our path to enlightenment. And I know that we all have a path to walk, and we all have a different part to play in this life, in this journey. But I understand, in raising my consciousness and raising my awareness, I understand that you are me and I am you. We are all one. Regardless of the hair, the skin, what we look like, what nationality we take on, we are all infinite beings. Consciousness and awareness. And I know that if you're in the group, you understand that. So things I want to talk about attaining the keys to the kingdom that I am diligently working towards. And I hope that sharing this, that you all, if you're not already doing it, which I'm assuming most of you are, but if you're not already doing it, maybe food for thought for you to start. Meditation in a dark room, or start with maybe candles, soft candles, incense. I have a waterfall and also have a meditation bowl that I use to center myself. I also try to ground in nature when the weather is applicable here in Texas and it's warm. I try to go outside and get some sunlight to activate my pineal gland and to help my circadian rhythms. Also, I'm trying to be more mindful of my diet. It is a very challenging thing since my husband loves to cook and we have a bunch of kids, grown kids, mind you, that come over on the weekends, and grandkids. Diet, fruits, fresh vegetables, organic if possible, nuts, seeds, eat less meat. If you consume meat, do organic. Try to wean yourself off slowly, cut back 3 times a week to eat meat, and then maybe go once a week where you start to eat meat, or less of it where you can do chicken or fish, duck, something like that. No red meat, no pork, absolutely not. Animals, if you read the Lost Teachings of Atlantis and you read other scriptures, you will find that even in the Hebrew Bible and the text, it tells you what we should be eating. We should not be eating any meat. Animals are second density beings, and they are sentient beings just like you and I. So I know this is a touchy subject with some, and some of you are like, I'm just going to eat this greasy burger or this Popeye chicken sandwich. But if you can try to wean yourself off of meat, that would be something that will help you in your journey. Also talks about fasting, taking long fasting. I know after 3 days, your body starts to repair itself and it produces the stem cells that it needs to heal itself. You can research that. I know Alex has talked about it. I think he's done a video under the Priest of Ashes about fasting. I already talked about grounding, barefoot on the ground. If you are in a weather or climate where you can do that, walks in sunlight, fresh air, when they're not spraying the sky and they're sun out. Yoga-KRIYA yoga, which I'm going to post a video on that. Chanting and music to help you get into the zone and to help. There's a certain frequency that you can use. I think it's 432 hertz. There's a website that I will link from the Golden Rule, which is the folks that wrote they're now the Children of the Law of One. The Golden Rule is a spinoff. I will link some information on that so that you guys can get that and read over it. And then I'm also going to link a video on KECHARI Mudra. And I want to preface that to let you guys know that KECHARI Mudra basically is the positions are considered to be by some among some of the esoteric folks, the spiritual knowledge is known to man by others to be complete nonsense. KECHARI Mudra basically is a yoga position where you place your tongue in the back and up in your nasal cavity. And I know a lot of people go, oh, that's hocus pocus and that's not real, and you know, you shouldn't be trying to stretch your tongue, but it is believed to many that when you do this, you have positive effects that you would not ordinarily achieve, just by sitting quietly and doing meditation. It should be a practice that you continually work towards doing. Ordinarily, I would state, and I will tell you up front, do not cut your tongue. I know someone that was going to do that, and you don't want to do that. Basically, what it would do is a surgical procedure where you would cut your front limb of your tongue, or you could stick your tongue all the way out. And the preface behind this is you want to stretch your tongue out to where you can stick it up in the nasopharynx or lower tendon of your tongue to stretch it out so that your tongue can actually be extended up to the roof of the nasal cavity. And this is something that cannot be done lightly. It takes practice and it takes exercise to do that. With continued exercise and continual practice, what will happen is once you start to do that and stick your tongue up in the back of your nasal pharynx and you do the practice, when you're in meditation and you start to do that 5 or 10 minutes out of the day where you start to practice that, no, you won't swallow your tongue, okay? You won't do that. When you start to practice that, what will happen is it will activate what's called the milk and honey, or the divine nectar that we can drink and take in. And with that has healing properties in it, okay? I'll try to see if I can find a video to link that so that it'll pique your curiosity. You go, what is she talking about? For those of you who have not, for those of you who know about KECHARI Mudra, this video is probably mute or pointless. But for those of you who don't, I wanted to explain that to you. That's why I'm going to link a couple of videos in the description so you can kind of get your mind wrapped around where you'd want to go in the future, the things that you'd want to do. So the preface behind that is that when you activate that, that's where it talks about in scripture, where you go to the land of milk and honey. That's what Yeshua talked about. That's what Jesus talked about. He also said, if the eye be single, the body will be filled with light. That is your pineal gland. That will activate that chrism. You will have to learn how to manipulate the energy in your body from your root chakra, which is the base of below your belly button, all the way up to your crown chakra. And you need to activate your energy centers. When we fell as angelic beings thousands and thousands of years ago, we fell, our chakras were closed or sealed, okay? And now we want to open them back up so that we can obtain universal consciousness and enlightenment and be able to sync with the Creator, to sync with the universal consciousness or spirit, or what some of you still would call God. I no longer use that term God. I say the one, the infinite creator, the infinite being of all. God to me is just a title. It's a name. So I try not to use that anymore. So basically the preface behind that is to tap into that milk and honey, the nectar, the melatonin. The pineal gland produces melatonin. It helps you to sleep. We're doing the mudras, the KECHARI mudra especially. It will train your body, okay? There's certain things that you do need to do. So, with that being said, I have given you 9 things. Let's go over them really quick. Keys to the kingdom would be meditation in a dark room. You can start off slow with incense, candles, meditation bowl, waterfall, whatever to get you in the zone. Build up. Once a day, twice a day, quiet time. Next thing, go for long walks if you can, or try to get some sunlight, at least 30 minutes. Okay, helps with the vitamin D in the body. Also, diet. Try to eat more fruits, vegetables, seeds, and nuts. Limit the meat intake if you do, organic meat, if at all possible. If not, at least try to limit it to where you don't eat it every single day. Fasting, 3 days, if you can, medically, if you can do that. If not, just at least do 24 to 48 hours, fasting and meditation. Yoga, stretches, very important. Kriya yoga is really what you want to do. And Alex hopefully will be bringing us some poses and things that we can do to help with the journey on that. Chanting, I will link a video for you to go out there and check out the Golden Rule organization and the chanting and the frequencies that they use are to help us with our enlightenment path, okay? And then mudras, I will do a video. I know about 30 different mudras that you can do for high blood pressure, acid reflux, nervous anxiety, sleeping, that type of thing. I can go over that with you because I took a class on that. And then KECHARI mudra, which is the stretching of the tongue. And ultimately with that is when you're deep in meditation and you stick your tongue up in your nasal pharynx, you are activating the nectar. You are activating the milk and honey. The euphoric, it's almost like you get drunk off of DMT because your body activates that, your body produces that naturally. And that's where we're trying to get back to is the, I'm not going to say the hallucinogenic state, but you want to be one with the creator. You want to raise your consciousness and you want to get to that point. And I'm telling you, that will take time. That will probably take years. I hopefully will master it before I leave this body and this plane. But if not, I am sharing the keys to the kingdom with you so at least you all can try on your journey. So anyway, I hope this has been helpful. It's been useful. Again, Emerald Tablets, I read Thoth, and then the Lost Teachings of Atlantis. I went over chapter 8 earlier on love, and I would like to, at some point, go over chapter 9, which talks about the separate self, but I will do that in another video. Anyway, I hope you guys have a good afternoon, and thanks again for joining me. You have a great night. Love you guys. Bye.